If you want to buy a gaming PC from Amazon, this video is going to be for you. I will show you 5 different gaming PCs for 5 different budgets, all of them being from Amazon. And in my opinion, the main positive thing when buying from this retailer is their customer service. Just excellent. I will also tell you what you can expect out of these systems, that way you understand the level of performance. You will have the links to all of these PCs down below in the video description. With that being said, let's start. First, if you are working with a tight budget, I do recommend you buying this Nebula PC for $750. It comes with the i5-13400F, which is a great CPU, alongside the RTX 3050, 1TB of SSD and 16 gigs of RAM. If you are new to PCs, the RTX 3050 is a nice 1080p GPU that can run any game at 60 plus FPS on average, of course, depending on the settings. So if you want to get started and you don't want to spend anything more than $750 or $800, this is going to be the right system for you. You can also expect 144 plus FPS on average in games like Valorant or Fortnite, and as I said before, for the rest of games, 60 plus FPS depending on the settings. However, if you have $100 extra to spend, I highly recommend you upgrading to the same PC, but instead you get the RTX 4060 for the GPU. This is a much better value system, as you get the 4060, which is about 50% faster than the RTX 3050. On a 15 game average at 1080p on high to ultra settings, the 4060 was able to average 90 FPS, and on that same test at 1440p high to ultra settings, it was able to average 60 FPS. So the level of performance that you get with the 3050 at 1080p, you get it with the 4060 at 1440p, or even better. So this one is, in my opinion, a much better PC in terms of price to performance, but again, some people don't want to go above $800, that's why I gave you the last option. And if you have less money than that, then don't worry, because you will have bonus systems in the description. With the next one, we have a more expensive system in the Azure Gaming PC with the Ryzen 7 5700X and the RTX 4070. The RTX 4070 is a beast of a GPU for 1440p resolution. On that same test I've mentioned before, at 1440p high to ultra settings, the 4070 was able to average over 100 FPS and over 140 FPS at 1080p. And remember, we are talking about high to ultra settings, and some of these games are high demanding. So the 4070, in my opinion, is one of the best price to performance GPUs on the market, especially for 1440p resolution. Also, the Ryzen 7 5700X is a really nice CPU for any resolution. On top of that, you get a 240 all-in-one liquid cooler for the CPU, which is not needed for this Ryzen 7, but if down the line you want to upgrade your CPU, you have a really good liquid cooler that you can use for basically any CPU. If you want to see how the RTX 4070 performs, I have a video on the HP Omen 40L, which is another Prebuilt PC. You will have benchmarks with that PC in the top right of the screen. With the next PC, we have a more expensive system, over $2,000, actually $2,300 when I'm recording this video, and this one is the iBuyPower Y40 Black Gaming PC. I think it looks amazing right away, but the main point here is the GPU. You get the RX 7900 XTX, which is the second best GPU on the whole market, right under the RTX 4090. This GPU is capable of 4K ultra settings with no issues, and if you want to use it for 1440p, you can. However, I think that it's an overkill for 1440p resolution. For you to have an idea on the level of performance that this graphics card has, it's about 60% faster on average than the RTX 4070 I have mentioned from the last PC, and on a 16M average at 4K resolution, high to ultra settings once again, it was able to average 113 FPS. As I said before, the second best GPU on the market when it comes to rasterized performance after the RTX 4090, but the RTX 4090 is much more expensive. For the rest of the components, you get 32 gigs of RAM, which is going to be really good for gaming and streaming and also content creation. And then for the CPU, we get the Ryzen 9 7900X, which is one of the best CPUs on the market in terms of gaming and also productivity work. Then you get 2TB of SSD, which is going to be plenty of storage for most people. Now, this PC right now is temporarily out of stock, but you can still buy it right now. If you want a PC that's in stock, you will have an alternative system in the description for about the same price, but this PC delivers better performance than the alternative one. And then if you want the best of the best, you want the RTX 4090, you don't care about your budget, then I do recommend you buying the Skytech Gaming Prism Gaming PC. This one is $3,650, but you can apply a $250 coupon. So at the end is $3,400, and you get the Ryzen 7 7800X3D, which is arguably the best CPU on the market in terms of performance. And then you get the RTX 4090, which is the best GPU on the current market in terms of performance, and not only rasterized performance, but also ray tracing performance and productivity work and content creation. Then you get 2TB of Gen 4 SSD, 32GB of DDR5 memory, and a 1000W power supply. Overall, you get a beast of a system, and as I said before, I would only recommend you buying this one if you really don't care about your budget and you want the best level of performance at 4K resolution or just any resolution, but I do recommend you buying this system for a 4K monitor. And then if you want even a better system, I have a bonus PC for you in the Corsair i8200 series gaming PC. This one has the latest i9 14900KF with the RTX 4090, 64GB of RAM, and 2TB of SSD in this beautiful case. Once again, I do not recommend this for everyone, but if you really have no budget, then you can also consider this one for $4,600. Really expensive, but again, some people do not care about their budget, and if that's you, that's completely fine. This one is for you. And if you don't care whether you buy from Amazon or other Prebuilt PC companies, I highly recommend you watching my video about the best Prebuilt PCs of the month. You will have that one in the top right of the screen, and trust me, some of those PCs are much better value than some of the ones I've mentioned today from Amazon, and that's why if you don't care about buying from other companies, that video is going to be helpful. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.